relieve yourself symptomatically, there is zippo, not a nothing, the medical paradigm can do for so-called ambulatory, that is walking diseases, degenerative diseases, that you walk into the doctor's office for and you walk out of the doctor's office for. There's nothing they can do. That's why they tell you you're going to be on your medication the rest of your life. But of course, as you know from listening to this program, it doesn't matter because we can do it ourselves. We have the power ourselves to control our biochemistry. We have the power ourselves to make our cells healthy. No, the doctor can't make your cells healthy, but we can do it ourselves. If you've got questions about health or nutrition, if you've got questions about getting off your medication, let us help you. Let us help you change your life today, beginning today. 877-300-7645 is our phone number on the bright side. 877-300-7645. And we'll take your phone calls here in our next segment. I'm going to finish up a couple of things about nitric oxide, the gas hormone, the gas transmitter, that it's involved in so many different functions in the body, mostly emergency functions. The circulatory system is dependent on nitric oxide, blood vessels opening and closing. This is how the blood pressure changes. Blood vessels open and close. Think garden hose. And I've been getting a lot of calls lately and a lot of questions about hypertension and high blood pressure. Not surprisingly, 1 out of 5 Americans, 1 out of 4 or 5 Americans is dealing with what they call essential hypertension. That means a hypertension that is just part of your body. This is what the medical model will tell you if you have high blood pressure. They'll call it essential hypertension. Essential hypertension means it's just hypertension that's part of your nature. When something's essential, it's just part of who you are. The essential nutrients are nutrients that are part of who you are. Presumably, they're part of your body. Essential hypertension, if you've ever heard that term, that diagnosis, that means it's just part of who you are. Well, guess what? That's not part of who you are. There's no disease that's part of who you are. That should be insulting. Anytime a doctor tells you something is an essential disease, you have to have it, or you have to be on this medication the rest of your life, you have to be on this cholesterol-lowering drug the rest of your life, or you might have a heart attack, you might die, you have to be on this prednisone the rest of your life. Anytime they tell you that, they're insulting you. They're insulting the body. They're insulting the divine force, which is so important to understand because the divine force in our bodies are really where healing takes place. For the medical model to say, well, you're going to be sick the rest of your life, is like the medical model saying, we know better than God. We know better than the body. No human body. We couldn't have survived through 500,000 years of evolution if we all had hypertension, if hypertension was just part of our bodies, if cholesterol-lowering drugs were just the only way we could live a long life. We wouldn't have made it 500,000 years. Our ancestors couldn't have survived. So obviously, if you understand how evolution works, we are the progeny or the descendants of ancestors that healed their wounds, that didn't suffer from degenerative disease, that metabolized sugar when it was in the body. We are the descendants of ancestors whose bodies were refined over the course of millennia. So for a doctor to tell us that we're going to be on a medication the rest of our lives, or the only solution is to have our gallbladder removed, is bad science, bad chemistry, bad health, and a complete insult to the divine force in the human body. In any case, we've got nitric oxide, the third important of our gas transmitters, key player in hypertension, high blood pressure, key player in the circulatory system, in sexual health, and in the inflammatory process. And by the way, the cardiovascular system, the heart, and the circulatory system, and inflammation, and the nervous system too, by the way. Nitric oxide plays a role in keeping nerve cells healthy. Between the nerve cells, the cardiovascular system, and the inflammatory system, you're pretty much dealing with the whole body, which means nitric oxide affects the whole body, which means strategies for building nitric oxide can improve overall health across the board. And like hydrogen sulfide and carbon monoxide, what makes nitric oxide so important and so functional is the fact that it's a vapor. It's a gas. It can cover large amounts of territory, cell territory, in a single puff. Nitric oxide is super duper functional, and also it's very ephemeral. It disappears quickly. Nitric oxide is also a pollutant, as we said. It's a industrial waste. It's a byproduct of combustion engines and of industry. It's also produced in lightning storms. But inside the body, it's a whole different story. Inside the body, it's not toxic at all. It's not a toxic gas. It's a magical breeze, a magical wind that is especially important for the blood system, for the blood vessels. It relaxes them. It cools the body, has a cooling property on the body. And when you take into account it's very short acting and it's ephemeral, temporary nature because it's destroyed pretty much as soon as it's made, it makes sense to use strategies that will help your body build nitric oxide. The first component when it comes to building nitric oxide is the element nitrogen. We talked in the past about nitrogen as a highly energetic element that gives protein and amino acids their fundamental characteristics. Nitrogen is a key player when it comes to growing plants. Plants use nitrogen to make proteins. There's a big problem with topsoil that nobody's talking about, and one of the problems is we've lost the bacteria that transfer or transform gas nitrogen from the environment, into usable nitrogen. Our air is almost 80% nitrogen. Every time you take a breath, you're 3/4 of that breath, or over 3/4 of that breath, is nitrogen. But that nitrogen is tied up, it's locked up, and the body can't really use that nitrogen. So even though our atmosphere is made up of 3/4 nitrogen, it's kind of an inert form of nitrogen. It's a locked up form of nitrogen. But once that nitrogen hits the soil, there are bacteria in the soil that can transform that nitrogen into a usable form for plants. These bacteria are called nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Perhaps you've heard that term. Problem is, when you use pesticides and use toxic chemicals on the plants, it kills the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. And oh, by the way, those nitrogen-fixing bacteria are also important for the production of vitamin B12. So between vitamin B12 being killed off by pesticides and by fertilizers, and nitric oxide or nitrogen-fixing bacteria being killed off by these fertilizers, you've got a major problem when it comes to agriculture. This is one of the reasons why farmers have to use more and more fertilizers, because the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, the healthy bacteria, are gone because of the pesticides and because of the fertilizers. And this is one generous reason why we want to eat organic. I was talking to my CPA last week. We were having dinner, and she said to me, well, I don't know about this organic stuff. I don't really think it's a big deal, and I don't want to pay extra money for organic, blah, blah, blah. And I hear this all the time, and you see internet posts and Facebook posts about how organic isn't really important and how it's more expensive, but it doesn't really provide much extra nutrition. Well, aside from the fact that if you're eating organic, you're not eating pesticides, which is always a good thing. I don't know how anybody could think, if you have a choice between eating organic or eating pesticide-laden foods, I don't know how anybody could think it's better or it's in any way disadvantageous to eat organic, or it's better to eat non-organic, even if it is a little bit more expensive. But one point that's missing when you eat organic, or that people don't talk about, is the fact that the more organic we eat, the less fertilizers and pesticides we need, and the healthier our topsoil is going to be. It's our contribution to healthy topsoil to eat organic. Let's finish up when I come back from our break, and we'll also take your phone calls. 877-300-7645 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
Yes, family and friends are gathering to give gifts and wish health and security. But why not enhance cell phone and wireless device security all year with Block It Pocket? A family-owned American business, we now have 2 spectacular holiday specials. Find them now at our new website, blockitpocket.com, or call 888-315-9618. Hurry, holiday special ends Christmas Day. Give the gift of security from blockitpocket.com, wishing you health, freedom, and liberty.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 200-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy. Time waits for no one. That's why you should hurry to not miss the Freeze Dry Guy's end-of-year case lot sale. Go to freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663 to receive 20 to 25% off Mountain House freeze-dried foods. Mountain House, the gold standard in long-term storage products, include real freeze-dried meats, entrees, eggs, fruits, and vegetables. Yes, 20 to 25% off now. Also receive 30% off other selected Mountain House foods and receive 30% off selected Packaway brand dehydrated foods. Just call 866-404-3663 and ask for the Freeze Dry Guy. Plus long-range patrol ration eggs and ham at superb discounts. But these are extremely hard to find and nearly gone, so call today. Ask about our LRP ice cream bars too. Some items limited to stock on hand. And remember, the Freeze Dry Guy pays for shipping to your door within the lower 48 states. Order now. Don't miss out on the Freeze Dry Guy's end-of-year case lot sale. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Got a line open for you at 877-300-7645. If you want to clear up any confusion about ingredients or formulations or skincare products or healthcare products that you may have heard about, or if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. If you have a friend, relative, loved one who's on medication, you want to get them on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you as well. 877-300-7645 is our number. We'll continue talking about nitric oxide tomorrow and the importance of nitrogen tomorrow. And I also want to try and talk a little bit about hypertension. I've been getting these letters about high blood pressure. And I think we'll do that tomorrow on our next episode. Well, maybe I'll just tell you right now, if you got high blood pressure, if you're dealing with hypertension, the most important consideration is the emergency response. High blood pressure is the way the body handles emergencies. It clamps down on the blood pressure in the extremities, or it clamps down on the blood vessels, the circulatory system in the extremities, and drives the pressure upwards towards the muscles and the interior of the body. This causes high blood pressure. It's the body's attempt to get away from a situation. That's all you need to know. If you want to know the mechanism of it all, it's very fascinating. But if you have high blood pressure, you just need to regard it as a sign of the emergency response. And to poison the circulatory system with a drug is not only foolhardy, and it doesn't take care of the problem, but you're now immersing your body in more emergency-inducing toxicity.